Welcome to another Ayehu NG tutorial. In this video, we'll learn how to create a workflow using a Slack chatbot that allows an end user to easily reset their Active Directory password. Let's start by dragging and dropping the Slack send message activity onto the canvas. The activity allows Ayehu NG to respond to the user when they submit the request through Slack. An incoming message that creates an event in Slack will automatically be assigned a conversation ID by the Ayehu integration. This ID can be used as a parameter in the send Slack message activity to manage different conversations with the bot. The conversation ID can be accessed using the dynamic %conversation ID % variable. Every user in a Slack channel will also have a unique user ID. We can capture the unique user ID using the dynamic %user ID % variable, and the activity will use that to identify which user the bot responds to. The text string for the message parameter is the response we want Slack to provide the user when they initiate a conversation. Lastly, we'll choose yes for the response parameter to let our workflow wait up to a default 10 minutes for a user response before timing out. Next, we'll create some pre-built options for the user to choose from that will appear as buttons within their Slack interface. The value in the button name column is what will appear to the user. The value in the button ID column is the internal variable name that will allow the workflow to interact with that button. We'll create a total of 4 buttons. For convenience, let's retitle the default name of our Slack send message activity to Greetings. Next, we'll insert an if-else branch control activity to route the workflow based on user input. If the user clicks the Reset Password button, the workflow will continue down the first branch of the if-else branch activity. We'll test for the type to be user-defined with a condition type equal to the value Reset Password. You'll recall this value is on one of our button IDs in the previous activity. If the user did not click the Reset Password button, then we'll send them a response indicating we can't help them. Let's return back to the first branch and insert an AD search user logon name activity into our workflow. This activity will parse the value of the %user ID % dynamic variable passed to it by the Reset Password button in Slack in order to extract the user's first name. Next, we'll add an AD user exists activity to verify this user's existence in Active Directory. Using another if-else branch activity, we'll determine if the outcome of the previous activity was true or false. If the user does not exist, we'll return a message via Slack indicating so. If the user does exist, we'll return a message to the user confirming we'll help them reset their password. Our next activity, AD-GetProperty, will extract the user's logon information. This will allow us to generate a security token to be sent via SMS for two-factor authentication. Now we'll use a password generator activity to build a strong password which will act as a security token. Our next activity, Send SMS, will send the user the security token password generated by the previous activity. That password, extracted from a dynamic variable property called %securitytoken.password%, will be sent as a custom message to the user's mobile device. The next step in this branch is to send the user another message via Slack. This message will ask them to type in the security token just sent to their mobile device. Using another if-else branch activity, we check the user's response to the security token check. If the wrong token was provided, the user is informed via Slack that the workflow will be terminated. We'll use another Slack send message activity to give the user a quick update on our progress. If the correct token was provided, the workflow will continue proceeding towards resetting the password. We'll use the password generator activity once again to create a new user password in Active Directory. The AD password reset activity will take the password generated by the previous activity and actually apply it to Active Directory. After performing the password reset, we'll use the SN create record activity to create an incident ticket in ServiceNow. This ticket will document this password reset request and its fulfillment. Finally, we'll send the user another Slack message letting them know about their new password and its documentation in ServiceNow. With our workflow complete, we now have to create a trigger that will run it. We do that under Ayehu NG's Policy Actions menu. First, we give the trigger a name. Then, we add a condition for it. In this case, the condition for this workflow's trigger will be a standard object where the source equals Slack. When that condition is met, we tell the trigger to execute the workflow we just built, whose name is add-pw-reset. Now we'll test the workflow by triggering it in Slack. Here's what the screen on the user's mobile device displayed after the security token was sent to them. And that's the information the user will enter back into their Slack chatbot. If we look under Ayehu NG's Audit Trail menu, we can see documentation of every activity the workflow ran to reset the user's password. When we switch over to ServiceNow, we can see the incident ticket created to document this password reset request and its fulfillment. This concludes our tutorial on automating Active Directory password resets with Ayehu NG. For more information, please visit our support portal at support.ayehu.com.